I'm Alex Williams. I am a midfielder slash forward for Notre Dame Prep, and I am a senior.
We'll talk about the experience of playing at Notre Dame Prep. You got to the Final Four last year. You're in the Sweet 16 this year. You've had a very good year. Played a tough schedule. What are this team's chances this year of making it back to the Final Four?
I think they're pretty good. We all work together. It's not like we have one special player that does it all. I think it's a bunch of players combined, and starting 11 or even the players on the bench, the level always stays high. And my experience from Notre Dame has always been a great one. I love the season. I look forward to it every year, and I'm really excited. It's kind of bittersweet that it's my last year, but excited to see where we go.
9 seniors on this roster. You look up at the gym wall. You got a state runner-up back in 2013, state championship in 2016. So all these players were in middle school or elementary school back then. You kind of want to add another banner up on that wall,
Oh, yeah.
at least to get to that last day of the season.
Yes, for sure. That'll be amazing. And I've always looked up at those banners and been like, I want to be a part of that. So, yeah.
Was that frustrating when you came that close last year, losing on penalties?
Yes, for sure. It was a heartbreak and it still stings, but I think that's motivating us even more this year.
Oh. Hi, my name is Mary Timko. I'm a forward and I'm a senior here at Notre Dame. And we're all very excited to be back here, kind of where we were last year. And, last year we are, like most of this team, we're pretty old. We have 9 seniors, so we kind of know what it's like to already be here and be in this position. And we're really fired up and ready to go to win the regionals, win the states. And we kind of know, like, with our loss last year in state semis, we know how that feels. So we're back and we're hungrier and we're ready to go. And just kind of playing for a program like this with, like, past state championship titles and past district titles, regional titles, we know, like, the work rate has to be high. We have to play as a team and we're all in it together. We all have the same energy and the same, like, go-to attitude. And we're all just here to support each other and kind of we all want what's best. We all have the same goal and we're driven. So I think it's going to be a really good run and a good year.
A lot of state-ranked teams left in that Sweet 16 in Division III. Elk Rapids, Newaygo on the west side, both unbeaten teams. There's only 4 unbeaten teams combining the 4 divisions. You're in the same region with Warren, Regina, Flint Powers. They've been ranked all season. You could, if you get to Final Four, maybe see Williamston or Hudsonville Union Christian. So tough path lies ahead of you. What's going to help carry this team maybe past the regionals back into the Final Four?
So Coach Jim, he does a really good job. We play a really hard, mostly all Division I school, like scheduled throughout the year. So we see that hard competition every game. We honestly haven't really had like many easy games this year. Every game is like that top like playoff level. So we've been preparing for it all season and honestly the past 3-4 years getting ready.
Dan Stickrad with the Michigan Soccer Network. I'm with Pontiac Notre Dame Prep head coach Jimmy Sestura. Jimmy, 9 of the last 14 years, you guys were able to win a district championship. You're in the Sweet 16 again this year. Talk about your team's chances of making another run to the Final Four. You've been there 4 times before.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've had a lot of success here at Notre Dame Prep. We get a lot of help from our administration and the girls that we get in their culture and the work rate. So they've really pushed us in that direction. This year is no different. Tough team. We've played a lot of good teams. We are a 6-loss team, but most of our losses have come to teams that were ranked in the top 10 in Division I. And us being a Division III school and significantly smaller doesn't intimidate us, and we'll take those challenges. Prepares us for the playoffs when we know we're going to play, tough opponents through. We're looking forward to the regional level, a rivalry game coming up with Regina, and then a really good Flint Power squad that's had our number off and on over the last couple of years. So we know it's going to be a difficult road, but we've learned a lot about ourselves over the last 2 months, and we're prepared.
What makes the likes like Warren, Regina, and Flint Powers Catholic? What makes them so strong?
Just unique ways that they play. Both teams have really good coaches. Like Stefano over at Regina's outstanding. Always has his teams prepared. Always a physical game. Art Moody up at Powers Catholic does outstanding job with the kids that he gets. Plays a tough schedule with some Grand Blanks and some others in their conference. And so they're kind of like us. They're prepared for the playoffs. I think the one thing that nobody talks about very often is in Division III, there's a lot of hidden pockets of good soccer. and Powers being in a perfect example of that. That's a really good team in a pocket that maybe people overlook. Unfortunately, for us, we run into them a lot, and we're kind of in the same boat. We're a Division III school that plays Division I schools. We don't have a league, so we're kind of quiet sometimes when it comes around. But we always put out a good product, and I think this year is not different.
If you were to win a regional championship this year, look at the Sweet 16 right now and talk about some of those other teams maybe on the west side of the state up north that you could see possibly getting to the final.
Yeah, we do what we call a bracket every year to start the playoffs, and we put out basically who we think is going to win their district, their region, and then get to the finals. Obviously, if we would make it there. I think number one, obviously, Unity Christian, best team I've seen play all year. One of the best, regardless of class. They're a juggernaut. Division III standouts every year, always in the finals or always in the mix for the final. I also think one team that I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a chance at again is Williamston. We kind of had a little drop of the ball last year in penalties against them, and I know the girls, after talking to them, that's one of the goals is to try to get back and potentially play them. And then I think Elk Rapids also another one that we don't hear a lot about because they play so far north, but they've had a great season. They have some really good players. They have a Division I kid on their roster, and anytime you have those type of players, you can make a good run at it. And it doesn't matter at that point in time who you're playing. It doesn't matter really right now in regional who you're playing. You're playing somebody that has quality players and is quality coach. So, we're just not looking past the first one to get to the second.
Yeah, and 2 of the 4 unbeaten teams going to regionals come from Division III, Elk Rapids and Newaygo. I believe they play each other later this week.
Yep. And again, we were looking at it as far as the rankings go. There were a lot of unbeaten or one-loss teams in the rankings. And one of the questions I got was like, well, how do you put Regina in there with 6 losses or NDP with 6 losses? I'm like, just the strength of schedule that we play. The MPR is a good tool to use, but the MPR isn't foolproof. The game is played on the field, and I think some of those teams that we play that play up in the north would have similar records to us if we played down. They have quality kids. It's just you're trying to figure that out without seeing them every day.